Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're having a great week. Let's cut right to the chase. We're here to save ourselves some money, to snag some of those juicy deals because it is that time again. Black Friday is here. Now, I get accused from time to time that whenever we do a best accessories video or an EDC video on the channel, that the products mentioned are too expensive. And I suppose that's not entirely untrue. I mean, we do like nice things and nice things cost money, but a couple of times a year we have an opportunity to snag some of those items at a significant discount, and Black Friday is one of those times. I rounded up some of my absolute favorite tech products of this year that will be seeing some really interesting discounts. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it once.
So first up are two of my favorite charging solutions by Ugreen. This Ugreen Nexode power bank is an absolute monster with its 25,000 milliamp hour of juice and 145 watts fast charging. It covers all of my charging needs, and it is the one and only battery bank I take with me on all of my travels. It has two USB-C ports, the fastest one being 140 watts, I kid you not, and there is a USB-A port as well, which comes in handy if you do have some of those accessories left that haven't made the switch to USB-C yet. The reason I like this one over any other power bank I've used is that it can literally charge my M3 Max MacBook Pro over halfway full in just 30 minutes. 25,000 milliamp hours, obviously a massive capacity for a portable battery, so it is needless to say that this thing can fully charge a laptop and still have some juice left. Or it can charge my iPhone at least 4 or 5 times. And of course it can charge several devices at once as well. And the digital display shows the remaining power bank battery. Perfect travel companion. Now, obviously the battery needs to be charged back up every now and then, and for that I use this compact 100 watt charger, which is also from Ugreen's Nexode series. And because the Nexode power bank has two-way fast charging, you can charge the battery bank back up in just 2 hours, and if you need to, you can even charge the battery while it's charging other devices as well. Just like the battery bank, the Nexode 100 watt charger has multiple ports, 3 USB-C and 1 USB-A port, which means you can charge 4 devices at once, and it can provide a full 100 watt charge when connected to a single USB-C cable. It is super compact because Ugreen is big on using GaN technology in their chargers, allowing for the small form factor but still a very powerful charger. I like to pack light when I travel, so these two fit easily in my little tech pouch, so I don't need to bring any other chargers with me. They're high quality chargers, so they're not super cheap, but Ugreen is promising the lowest prices of the year during Black Friday, up to 40% off the retail price. Absolutely worth snagging. And of course, links will be in the description below for all of the products you see today. Next up, and staying in the ultra portable category, is my favorite travel webcam, the Obsbot Meet 2. It is the smallest 4K AI powered webcam, and it is truly impressive. Ever since I've reviewed the Obsbot Tiny 2 webcam last year, they've become my #1 favorite webcam brand. Between the image quality, the fantastic app, and the portability, I honestly enjoy these cams way more than some of the well-known, very established brands out there. I've done several comparison videos here on the channel, so if you're interested in a more in-depth review and to see why I like these cameras so much, please do check out those videos and you'll see exactly what I mean. Anyway, I picked this particular one for today because it's the one I use for travel and the one I'm probably most impressed by. When I'm here in the studio, I will use my Obsbot Tiny 2 with the gimbal so it can follow me around, which I find very useful, especially for calls. Now, while you can take the Tiny 2 Lite with you on trips if you want to, like I said, I like to pack light, so I really prefer this Meet 2. I mean, it's literally smaller than a box of matches, but it can still do most of the things its bigger brothers can do. It has most of the AI features, and while it doesn't have a physical gimbal, it can actually mimic the tracking mode by means of AI tracking. It basically zooms in just a little bit, which gives it some room within the frame to play with, making it seem like the camera is actually following you when in reality it's just panning around its own maximum frame width and zooming in and out as you move closer or further away from the camera. And that's just one of the clever tricks it can do. Super clear 4K image, half-inch sensor with an f1.8 aperture, so it is great in low light situations like hotel rooms for instance, really fast autofocus, and the built-in omnidirectional mics with noise reduction are so good that you don't really need headphones. Now, I think it's already quite reasonably priced at 129 bucks, but if you can snag it with Black Friday discount on top, I would say it's a total no-brainer. Next on my list, not so compact, the Soundcore Boom 2 Plus, and this speaker really surprised me. I have reviewed several Soundcore Soundcore products on the channel. There's a couple of them behind me here, and most of their speakers are very compact and have a very sleek design. This is the first boombox I've reviewed, and a bit of a departure from that design of the smaller speakers, but I've come to appreciate this rugged design because that's exactly what this speaker needs. This isn't some bookshelf speaker designed to look pretty. This thing is made to go to the beach, to be used at the pool, to get banged up a little bit, to be dropped in the water, you name it. It has an IPX7 rating, so it can easily take all of that abuse. I accidentally left it out in the rain overnight in our backyard after my daughter's birthday party, and I really did think that would have killed it, but it was totally fine. A couple of specs for my fellow nerds. The Soundcore Boom 2 Plus outputs 100 watts of power and up to 140 watts in bass up 2.0 mode. It uses an active crossover driver combination of 2 woofers and 2 tweeters. The frequency sits between 40 Hz and 20 Hz. It connects via Bluetooth 5.3, fast charges over power delivery at 30 watts, resulting in 20 hours of playback time. And all of that comes in at just 3.8 kilograms or 8.4 pounds, which is surprisingly light compared to equivalent speakers of some other brands. Our kids absolutely love these speakers too, especially when we use the PartyCast 2.0 feature to connect 3 of these things. That feature is actually crazy. You could connect as many as 100 of these speakers together if you wanted to. I mean, you'd have to have a really big party, but you can. One of the key features for me is definitely the bass, which seems to have gotten even better with bass up 2.0. You just can't get around it. In fact, let me show you what I mean. Another thing is what Soundcore calls the dynamic light shows, which is basically the colorful lights on the large passive radiators. And the last thing I'll mention here is the massive battery. Not only does it provide 20 hours of playback time like I just mentioned, but because it has two-way charging, you can even use this speaker as a battery bank to charge your other devices, which can come in really handy when you find yourself at the beach with a dying phone. If you want to learn more about the Soundcore Boom 2 Plus, feel free to check out my full review. In any case, this thing has really earned a spot on my Black Friday list, and of course there will be links with the latest Black Friday discounts in the description below. Next up is the Plaud Note, and what can I say? This little guy has saved me so much time this year that I just had to mention it one more time. It is such a useful little thing that comes with its own MagSafe wallet, as you can see, making this the perfect iPhone accessory. In a nutshell, the Plaud Note is the world's first ChatGPT powered AI voice recorder. This ultra slim, ultra light, and ultra premium looking device is not just a voice recorder, but an all-in-one AI assistant. To start recording, you just long press this button and it will buzz once. To stop recording, you just long press it again and it will buzz twice, so you know that it's stopped. Not only will it record and transcribe entire meetings and conversations for you, but it will actually create comprehensive and astoundingly accurate summaries for you as well. It will even create a mind map. All of that is analyzed with ChatGPT. Imagine impressing your clients by sending them a summary of the meeting that you literally just had minutes earlier. By flipping the switch up, the Plaud Note turns into a call recorder where it uses the internal vibration microphone to record both sides of the call. My iPhone will pull in the audio files whenever it's near the device, and the companion app will give me access to its full set of features. Now, because the Plaud Note is so thin and the MagSafe connection on the included pouch works so well, I just leave it on my iPhone, so the recorder is always ready to go. Plus, it has 30 hours of continuous recording and 60 days of standby time, so this thing is always ready to go. There are so many use cases for the Plaud Note, and the best part is that they keep updating it with new features. So this little guy has only gotten better ever since I got it. To give an example, the latest app version now supports voice print recognition for transcription. So once my voice is labeled as Patrick, future recordings will automatically identify it as Patrick. If you have a long recording, let's say a full day meeting, you can use the overview function to preview the parts that you want to transcribe and summarize. Also, a super useful addition in the file management, you can now swipe left on a recording file to merge it or organize it into a folder, which is great when there's a series of meetings on a certain subject. A little birdie told me that it will get its best discount to date during Black Friday, so yeah, If you find yourself in a lot of meetings and calls for work or school, do yourself a favor, pick one of these up. You'll thank me later. All right, this next one is truly awesome, and that is the JMGO N1S Ultra 4K triple laser projector. That's a mouthful. If you're a regular to the channel, you probably know that last year I turned one of our spare bedrooms into a little home cinema for the family, and of course I also used that space to test and review all these projectors, and we've reviewed quite a few here on the channel, but the projector we always go back to, and the one that's been serving us permanently in our little home theater, has been the JMGO N1 Ultra. The image on that thing is just amazing, and it works perfectly with my Sonos surround sound system. I really didn't think I'd be replacing that projector until JMGO decided to drop the N1S Ultra 4K, triple laser projector is the full name, which does everything the N1 Ultra does, but it does it all just that much better. It has a whopping 3000 ANSI lumens, making it almost 30% brighter than the N1 Ultra, and that thing was already bright enough to comfortably play the PlayStation, for instance, with the lights on. And coupled with the Malk triple color laser, it looks absolutely stunning. Everything just looks even brighter and crisper on the N1S Ultra, and that also means you can blow up the screen of the N1S Ultra all the way up to 180 inches as opposed to 150 inches on the JMGO N1 Ultra. Now, to give you an idea of how big that is, in our little home theater, we never go above 120 inches simply because that would be too big for the room. So imagine blasting a 180 inch image on a large wall or screen. Absolutely insane. Another thing I really like on both the N1 Ultra and the N1S Ultra is the integrated gimbal design. I haven't seen many home projectors with this type of design, and it really makes it a lot easier to get the right angle. It spins 360 degrees on the swivel disc, and you get 135 degrees of vertical adjustment, so you could even project this thing straight onto the ceiling. That feature really shouldn't be underestimated, because with other projectors, I've always had to add some form of tripod or ball head just to get the right projection angle. And because it has real-time laser focus and keystone correction, you can literally set it up on a coffee table next to you, wherever, aim it at the wall, and it will self-adjust to display a perfectly aligned image. The software also got a meaningful upgrade, going from Android TV 11 on the N1 Ultra to full-blown Google TV on the N1S Ultra 4K, and that means licensed Netflix built in, so you won't be needing any dongles to make that work. Now, as you know, I'm an Apple guy, so I will be hooking up an Apple TV, which it displays beautifully, by the way, but it's nice to know that you don't need any of that if you don't want to. Or maybe I go on a trip, I forget my Apple TV, no worries, Google TV built in, all of my apps will still be there. I had a little peek on their website, and at the time of recording, JMGO is offering up to 43% discount on their products. So if you're in the market for a projector or you're looking to upgrade your current setup, don't sleep on it. It doesn't get any better than these Black Friday discounts. Now, recently I got sent this Anona Aurora 4K, see if I say that correctly, security camera, and it's been great. So good, in fact, that we're now using it as our main security camera to monitor the front entrance of our house. I mean, the 4K UHD video quality on this thing is absolutely amazing. You can literally zoom in 8 times and this thing will still look sharp. You can actually read the license plate. But what's probably even more impressive is the color night vision. The camera has a f1.2 aperture, so it does let in a lot of light, which makes it better for low light performance. And if you've ever been to Belgium, you understand why that is a big deal. This place is dark and dull most of the year, so having that extra oomph in those low light scenarios is a must-have feature for us for sure. But the Aurora 4K takes it a step further and provides vibrant color night vision, so you can actually see what's going on no matter what time of day or night. Apparently this is down to the Starlight sensor in combination with the built-in 10 LED spotlight. I don't know exactly what kind of magic they use, but whatever it is, it's working. The battery does come with a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, so it can rely on that for a little bit, but because this comes with a solar panel, the battery will top itself up continuously, so you will theoretically never have to charge it. And let me tell you, if it works in Belgium, in these low light conditions, it'll work anywhere. What's also really cool is that you don't need a hub or anything like that to store the data. The camera has 32 gigabytes of eMMC storage built in, which translates to about 4 months of local playback at no cost. And keep in mind that this camera offers 24/7 AOV technology for uninterrupted recording. Not a lot of cameras can do that because of power consumption limitations, but because the Aurora uses advanced low power technology chipsets, it can capture every moment without any gaps, and all of that without the use of any SD cards and no monthly fees. The Aurora has two-way audio, so if you need to talk to your mailman or you want to shoo away some intruder, you absolutely can, and it works with several smart assistants like Google Assistant and Alexa. Setup is super easy too. You just drill a few holes, attach the camera, attach the solar panel, and connect it to the app. That's it. No wires needed in this setup, all thanks to the solar panel keeping the device powered up. Probably my favorite home security camera to date, and definitely a top recommendation for me. Get your own Anona security camera at its lowest price, starting at just $89.99 before the 2nd of December, and links to their Black Friday discounts can of course be found in the description below along with the other links. Now next up, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna love this one, is the Apple Mac Mini. It's crazy that this thing is already seeing discounts. I mean, it just dropped a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, some discounts have already been spotted, so definitely keep an eye out for those Black Friday discounts. I've reviewed both the base model M4 and the fully spec'd out M4 Pro, so if you're not sure which one would be right for you, those videos might shed some light on it for you. But in any case, both are absolutely amazing machines, and I just can't get over what amazing value the base model is for what you're getting. If you add a Black Friday discount on top of that already incredible price, that should be a total no-brainer, and you should definitely pick one up. Staying with Apple for a little bit, I have seen some really nice discounts on the AirPods Max as well. Now, as most of you probably know, the upgrade we got this year was very minor, and I don't usually recommend these necessarily. They literally just swapped out the Lightning port for a USB-C port. But with that said, these are still my favorite headphones for music and media consumption. The one downside for me is that they can't be used wired. So even though they have a USB-C cable, that cannot be used for audio transmission, just for charging, which makes these not ideal for things like video editing or other things where latency just isn't an option. Just something to keep in mind. Now, in those situations where I cannot afford any latency, I prefer using these next headphones. These are the Sonos Ace. They're also super comfortable, just like the AirPods Max. Great noise canceling and fantastic sound. Now, I personally prefer the sound of the AirPods Max just a little bit, but I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, so that seems to be a very personal thing. In any case, these are fantastic, and unlike the AirPods, these actually come with a cable that can in fact be plugged into an audio jack, so you will have zero latency. They also come in a much better case, you know, one that actually protects your headphones, unlike Apple's weird bikini thing. Anyway, oh yeah, and it also has this removable pouch where you can store all the cables, which I really like because I often just toss this in my bag separately whenever I don't need the full travel case. Oh, and if you happen to have a Sonos sound system for your TV or home theater at home, these have a bonus feature in that you can hand off the audio from your surround system to these headphones and vice versa, which is really great for those late night movie sessions or in case you don't want to disturb your family or something. Harber London is having a massive discount as well, and if you're a regular here, you already know I love their stuff, and this gives me a chance to finally feature their travel bag. This is the overnight bag in the mocha colorway. I've been meaning to feature this bag in a travel video, but for some reason it just never worked out. It really deserves a feature because I use this bag probably more than any other travel bag right now because it's just the perfect size for weekend trips to our family. But you can also use it as a carry-on onto the plane or even as a gym bag if you want to get really fancy about that. I love this color combination and I like that it looks elegant, but it still has this really rugged quality as well. This is not one of those bags I would be afraid to put down on the floor. This thing can definitely take a beating, and I think it's going to look nicer when it's a bit scuffed up. Now, Harber London is not a cheap brand. It's quality stuff, but it also comes with a matching price tag. So that's why if you're in the market for something like this, now is definitely the time to pull the trigger. Now I've got two more items for you before we call it a day. First up is another bag, and this is like a crossbody bag. You wear it like this. It's from Grams 28, another premium brand I like very much. You've probably seen a bunch of stuff on the channel. I know, why does the good stuff always have to be so expensive? I know. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot to say about this other than I wore it all summer summer. It's the perfect size for your phone, your wallet, and your keys. And on those days where you're not wearing a coat to stick your belongings, this thing is just super convenient without feeling like a bunch of cargo, you know? Great Black Friday discounts at Grams28 as well. And I would definitely shoot my shot if you've been on the fence, because like I said, this stuff is awesome, but it ain't cheap, and that Black Friday discount definitely helps ease the pain. Now this last one might come as a bit of a surprise to you guys, because I don't talk about gaming all that much on the channel. It is the odd one out on the list, but I had to put it on here because this thing has got me back into gaming much more than anything else. This is the Steam Deck OLED. I only picked it up recently and I absolutely love it. I do own a Nintendo Switch and an Asus ROG Ally, but I'm not a huge fan of Nintendo games if I'm being honest, and as impressive as the Ally is, I mean it really is impressive as a machine, but those Windows-based handhelds feel too much like a PC to me, with the constant request for updates, and that does put me off from picking it up, you know? If I have 30 minutes for a quick game, I don't want to be spending 25 of those minutes updating firmware. The Steam Deck is not as powerful as something like the Ally, but it runs almost every game in my Steam library, and what I love most about the deck is that I can simply wake it up from sleep mode and continue a game right where I left it off. If you're a busy person like I am and you don't have time for long gaming sessions sat at a PC, but you miss playing the occasional game, I'm telling you, this thing might just be what you've been looking for. Prices on these units have already come down quite a bit, but this Black Friday you will be able to snag one at an even better rate. Guys, I hope you found some Black Friday inspiration in this list. If you do end up snagging one of these items, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and maybe share it with a buddy. Thank you so much for nerding out with me, and see you in the next one.